Well, I went to the dentist today, and as part of that fun procedure, I was given several shots of Novocaine. The result, of course, was complete numbing of one side of my face. Now, my son had a dentist appointment right after mine, so we got to spend the next several hours together drooling on ourselves, slurring our words, and running errands while dealing with this effect. But it got me to thinking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of being numbed, particularly how it relates to your business, your practice, and your personal life. So here's a few thoughts. The first thing is the good about being numbed. I know that sounds counterintuitive. Why would you want to be numbed? And most of the time you don't. But there can be some benefits. So the good of being numbed is being able to be numb to criticism. Now, I'm not talking about constructive criticism where someone is giving you advice that you need. I'm talking about criticism of a negative nature, someone tearing you down. There are a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of clinicians, just a lot of people in general that when they receive this negative feedback, when someone criticizes them, either to their face or on social media, they get a negative comment, it's extremely destructive to them. They feel like throwing in the towel and giving up, and they despair. And we all kind of feel that way. None of us like to get that negative feedback, but understand that it's inevitable. So, for example, let's say if only 5% of your audience, of your followers, of your clients dislike or disagree with you or something that you said or something that you're doing. Let's say that you only have 10,000 followers, 10,000 clients. Well, that relates to 500 negative comments. And that can be a heavy weight when you look at it in terms of 500 people don't like me. But what that means that the rest of the 10,000 agree with you, and far more people are going to be understanding and accepting of the things that you say. So being numb to criticism, being numb to those attacks is definitely a benefit. Another good thing about being numb is being able to be numb to pain allows you to endure hardship and press forward unto success despite the difficulty that or the downright pain that it might bring. Being able to say, okay, this hurts, but I'm going to numb myself to it because what I'm doing is more important than the feeling, is going to allow you to press forward under victory. So that's the good. Now when it comes to the bad of being numb, this is more of an issue. When you are insensitive to the needs of your clients or to the needs of your colleagues, it breeds disconnection from them and disengagement. Obviously, a disconnection or a disengagement is going to affect profitability. It's going to affect your impact. It's going to affect your capacity to make a difference. So you definitely don't want that to happen. Another bad thing about being numb is reaching a state of market trends, client preferences, innovative breakthroughs. If those things are beyond your scope of awareness, it'll crush your performance and it will crush your ability to make a positive difference in the long run. So you definitely need sensitivity in those areas. So those are some bad things. Now, the ugly about being numb, this is the worst. After I was numbed at my dentist appointment today, and it was the right side that I got, that side of my face slumped. It looked like I'd had a stroke. So I couldn't properly smile. It was kind of like more like this, you know. Yeah, this side was not working correctly. And people can tell it. People can tell when you're numb. Obviously, I'm speaking emotionally and professionally, but even in those cases, just as obvious as it is physically, people can tell when you're numb to your passion and your goals and what you're doing. As it relates to business, failure to show compassion, failure to show appreciation to those that you serve can dramatically damage that relationship, and so you don't want that to happen. Another thing that is particularly ugly about being numb is losing the passion and the drive that launched your business or your desire to help others can lead to burnout. I mean, it can lead to disillusionment and eventual loss of your dream. Your growth will stall in these situations, and the future will grow as dim and as numb as your affections when that happens. So the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's look at the solution. What do we do in this case when we're dealing with some numbness, professionally or personally? Number one, remember why you're doing what you're doing. Go back to the beginning. Return to the energy and to the passion that fueled you at the very start, and that will reignite your fire. The second thing is take time to listen. Take time to listen. Make understanding the current state of your profession, the current state of your business, of your colleagues, of your clients. Make that a top priority. That's going to allow you to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in their lives and to respond immediately as needed in the midst of the situation, rather than being numb to what's going on around you and then trying to catch up later. So the third thing that is helpful to overcome this is to slow down. In time, Novocaine will wear off on its own. Your sensitivity is going to come back in a situation like that, but rushing forward with only your personal goals and only your priorities in mind is like continuing to numb yourself with a syringe of apathy to the needs of others. So be willing to set aside your own agenda on a regular basis, and it's going to allow you to glimpse the hearts and the needs of others. So do those things and your sensitivity will return. Now, an occasional numbing at the dentist is right and good when it's necessary, but living life or directing your business with unfeeling automation is incredibly destructive. So take the shot sparingly and only when necessary. The rest of the time, allow your sensitivity to the needs of others to guide your actions. I promise you won't regret it. Until next time, don't just be numb, be king.